Good evening and welcome to the Proctor Select Board December 22nd meeting. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The first order of business is to review and approve the agenda. A motion would be in order.
So moved.
Second.
Are there any changes, additions, anything?
No, I'm not sure, the grandless area on Lyman John's property, I could speak to that. I thought, Lisa Wright would show up, but I guess
Okay, we'll see when we get there.
we might have it rectified anyway, so.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. A motion would be in order to approve the December 8th Select Board meeting minutes.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. There's no public present. Jaiden's on the agenda. All right, orders. Did orders go around?
Yes.
Okay. So, do we want to move Jaiden up before we get into the budget?
Sure.
So, everybody has a copy of what he brought. So I'll turn it over to you, Jaiden.
And part of, I'm just for Jaiden's sake, I had actually
Sure.
reached out to him and asked him to recreate this with a maple tree for Albert's sake, and with different colors, just to kind of look at it, because I know there was some, question with the orange and the blue and stuff, so.
I actually think I quite prefer the maple tree now. I do think that looks much better, it's better.
When did I thought I did? Oh.
I like the pine tree, but.
All right, I'll hold it up so we can just show it.
So I've got a couple combinations.
Okay.
Technically, you're not supposed to put white on yellow, but that's like old flag rules from like the 1500s, so I don't care.
Okay. All right, anything else?
Not really, I just I want you guys to decide what you'd like amongst yourselves. And the smaller ones where it's just in the side, that's just, I can't remember what meeting it was. It was like someone asked for that once, like 2 months ago or something, whatever.
Okay.
I added it if you wanted it.
Sure. All right. Conversation, discussion, thoughts.
I like the green and blue,
I do too.
dark green. Blue.
Yeah, I think that looks classy.
That would be my choice.
He also added the little, kind of like the
Like
bump ups and the.
for the railing.
Yeah.
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 I think that makes a big difference.
Albert, thoughts?
On the left, we're looking at the flag, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
The right you're looking
I
at?
do like that bump up, because now it doesn't look like it's grown out of the bridge.
Yeah.
You know, there's,
Yeah.
and I do like that green.
Yeah.
Okay. So, consensus, motion, what's the pleasure of the board?
And then the only thing is on the seal. Are you gonna do them separately? Lisa, did you want?
No,
separate?
we can move right on to that. There seems to be, okay, everybody seems okay with the flag in the green and the blue, so
Yeah.
let's move on to the seal.
And then, again, when I think of Proctor, the marble bridge, marble, and I think that saying around it, I found Rome a city of bricks and left it a city of marble. Is that what?
That's what it means, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. And, the only thing that doesn't register is, the 14 stars. Granted, there's some logic that went into it being, the 14th state and 14
yeah.
counties. But you know, if we took the stars out and maybe we could just move that tree up just a little bit to
Yeah.
get that space underneath it, but,
It was also technically supposed to be like 14 decades of Proctor marble, but that was really shoehorned in, so.
okay.
So I think you're right, I think it could ruin the stars.
I feel like if you remove the stars though, you need something there.
Yeah, the flag looks a little,
I think it adds,
Flaw.
the stars add.
so what is the
Are you talking
issue?
about the seal or on the?
The seal, I'm talking about the seal.
Okay, that's what I was talking about too.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, the flag, yeah, no, the flag
flag
was
was
good.
fine.
I-
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, the flag was good.
okay, so the stars are okay on the flag, but
Yeah,
not on
yeah,
the seal.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay,
So you wouldn't replicate the logo to match the flag?
so I don't get it, can you just explain to me why the 14 stars are problematic on the seal? I mean, I
Oh, no,
don't,
I was just thinking about, you know, I like the spacing that they have in the flag between the tree and the bridge.
yeah,
Now I go back to the seal and it looks like it's coming out of the bridge.
oh, I see. Oh, you think it's like
Oh.
too
Oh,
Because
big?
it's
yeah.
not a circle?
I tried to replicate what I did on the last seal. I can like raise it up. I can make it different.
You know, then, yeah,
Yeah.
and then, yeah, if we saw a little space there, then,
Cool.
yeah, I would think that would be cool.
You should be an art critic, Albert.
No,
So if the
no,
seal
no,
has a
because-
space with the star, so if the seal has a space between the bridge and the stars, you're okay with the
I
stars?
think he wants the roots to show, basically, because it looks like it's growing out of the bridge now.
Oh, the tree's
Oh, the
growing out of
tree,
the bridge.
Jesus,
The trunk.
I'm not following the conversation at all tonight.
Yeah, the
I thought we were
trunk,
talking
right,
about
yeah.
stars.
No, no. No, I was thinking if the stars weren't there, then the tree could get moved up a little.
I
If you shorten the
If
trunk.
you made this, if you made this bigger,
yeah. That,
if you
I-
blew it
it's
up,
actually-
the stars
yeah.
could go around and the roots could be like there on the bridge.
I think it looks weird without the roots too, though. So I'll fix that.
So can we make a motion tonight, or do we want to wait and see the,
That's up to,
I could do that like the minute I left here. So
that's up to you as a board, what you
Yeah.
wanna do.
I'll
If
make a
you-
motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Okay, so, Jay?
No, go ahead.
So the motion is for the green and blue flag, right? As it is. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, because I can't hear the rocks when we shake our heads. And the seal to raise up the tree and show the roots, and the stars to be in a circle, or the stars to be the way they are?
The way they are, I would say.
Okay.
I like the green and the white, because it's like,
Yeah.
me too.
white, it's, like Danby white marble and then verde antique, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Any discussion? Did you have discussion, Jay?
No, I'm all set.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes unanimously. So I guess if you make those adjustments and send them to Judy, then we can, get one made up to see how it translates on. Okay?
Okay.
All right,
Awesome, good. Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks for all your
So
work.
I'll just, this is the one that was selected. And then this is the seal. All right,
Awesome. Thank you.
thank you. All right, so the budget. Everybody has a copy of the budget with changes that Judy made. You wanna walk through changes? What do you wanna do?
You talking to me or them?
You. Talking
So
to
the
you.
green ones were the yellow ones, oh, I gotta remember. Green ones were the ones no, the yellow ones were previously made, the green ones were the ones I changed to make it, bring it down.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
And basically what I did is I cut back, you know, a little in some areas that I knew we hadn't expensed as much before, and I also cut some of the reserve funds.
Yeah,
The only place I could cut any kind of
I think it looks
amounts.
great.
Yeah. I don't think the town should be able to complain about too much about that.
No,
I mean, we're probably one of the lowest budget increases in the area.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
Probably
a
the lowest.
total increase over last year, $56,866.92. So it's basically a flat budget.
yeah.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, I would say. Any points to discuss? Anything that anybody has a question about? So a motion would be in order to approve for the March meeting an FY '27 ballot, or FY '27 budget of $1,752,734.42, which is a difference over last year of $56,866.92.
Motion to approve. Second. Yeah, it,
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. All right, and we'll have this up on the website or no? Or just, I didn't know if we'd have it before we have it in the book or no? Is it, can it be, or is it a
I think-
lot to,
Put it, I don't know, with our website, anything, but I can try to put it up there.
okay. All right, if not, could I just get a couple copies that are just clean?
Clean, yeah, I can make clean copies without
And
the
then
highlights.
I could just we could have downstairs at the library,
Yeah.
like that, so if people wanna look at it, okay. That would be great. Thank you very much for all that.
Yes.
All right, the grand list error for Lyman Johnson's property.
So, I think Lisa Wright feels it's kind of getting corrected. I don't know, I saw another email today.
Okay,
So I know you guys, when she was here before, talking about the discrepancy with the cell towers and all this
Yeah.
and that. Eventually, we finally found a contact for Landmark, who is one of the people who had, the leaseholder and wasn't paying anything on the cell tower. Someone we got in touch with got confused and said, I can't understand why this was never paid. So by the looks of it, they're going to their people to try to rectify all the back pay on that going forward. What I don't know is if the years prior, because it has to be off the grand list by the 31st, it has to be corrected by the 31st of this year.
yeah,
So whether the prior years where they didn't pay, if they have to abate those taxes or not. So we're hoping that they're just gonna pay them. But right now, I think what's gonna happen is everything's gonna go through Verizon, it looks like. Landmark said send things to them, but then Verizon's great about paying all these. And it looks like they keep on adding, I think AT&T now wants to get on the cell tower, T-Mobile wants to get on the cell tower, so I think it's just trying to kind of, it was very confusing and very.
Yes.
so do
Especially-
you need a motion for us to accept this as presented? So it can be,
I don't honestly think so, because I
Okay.
think it's up to the assessor to correct it and deal with getting that and Celia getting the payments. And then whatever we decide with this Landmark, whether or not we do need abatements, then it would probably come back to you guys.
okay, cause
to
it's
hear.
just because of what she says on the first up here, so.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she's.
Why
I
don't
think-
we just approve it as presented by the lister?
Okay.
If it has to be done by the 31st, because we're not
Right,
gonna
yeah,
meet
definitely.
again.
And
And that way, she can do,
Covered.
yeah. right.
Okay.
Albert?
Yeah, in that, reading this, it's got me so confused in that, you know, because in the first paragraph, or the first parcel, all the parcels are 160078, and then the first one is parcel 4. She's saying to delete that, or abate, you know, any past and currently due taxes, because that was an error. The only thing that should have been done was the second parcel is .1, and the third parcel listed is .3. What should have been done is those names should have been changed to Landmark Holding Company. They're the leasee. And, Johnson was the seller. So that's what they've got.
Well, he's not the seller. He still owns
He owns the property,
Yeah.
but he was a leasee of the infrastructure too. Because when you read up on the top, the first paragraph, it says parcel ID 160078.4,
Yeah.
7 tower infrastructure. That wasn't the land. He owns the land, but he also evidently was a leasee of some of the tower. And that's what the parcel .1 is and the parcel .3. And he was selling that lease to Landmark. And that's what she wants to do, is change the name on those 2 leases from, the Johnson Trust to Landmark. And they want to show that, that first .4 doesn't exist, and it should be, cleared from records. And then just change the owner's name on those .1 and .3 leases.
So I think we just accept the document as presented by the lister, and then they can make the changes.
Yeah, okay. And then, if we could see the result. And then another thing that bothers me, Lisa, is, in the second, on the second lease or parcel, the .1, she makes the statement about including past bills due from fiscal year 25 and fiscal year 26. Well, reading that first parcel .4, it says this goes back to 2022, so things should go back to 2022. From 2022, we should have, for .1 and .3, tax bills, and they should have been paying their taxes. And what that triple net lease means is one leasee, meaning Verizon. The triple net means they're going to make the payment for 3 different types of bills. And I would say one of them is they were going to make the payments for everybody for the taxes. And that's why the Johnson Trust was forwarding their tax bills to Verizon. So, that's all got to get resolved. Did Verizon pay the tax bills they were getting from Johnson? For the
They were paid, they're current, they've always been current, Verizon
yeah,
has.
so all the taxes should be paid. And I don't know why she's saying that there might be some delinquent taxes, because the .4 wasn't a lease. That was created in error by, I think, the assessor.
Correct.
.1 and .3, are current leases, and I would assume .2 is probably the one that goes to Verizon.
On .1, Albert, on the last few sentences,
Yeah,
it says, as Landmark has never responded to any mail sent to them by the town, including tax bills, it's the recommendation to send the bill. Does that mean the bill, the money in arrears, the bill in arrears, including past due bills to be included, 24, 25, 25, 26? I'm not clear on that, if it's...
yeah.
Well,
So
25,
that's what makes me
26 is
think
what
that
we're-
it wasn't, there was money in arrears, but
Right.
Judy just said that they were paid up on .1 and .3. She said they were all paid up.
Verizon's always paid, I believe, they've never had,
Yeah,
they've never
so.
not paid their tax bill.
That's what I say, that confuses me, why she would put that in there if.
Yeah,
And the fact that it's a triple net means, the leasee of .1 and .3 takes their tax bills if they get them and forward it to Verizon. But really, Verizon with the triple net agreement should be receiving the bill for .1,
Right.
.3, and if they own .2, 4.2.
Yep.
You know, they should be getting the bill because that's what that is,
Right.
you know, triple net, you pay 3 of the expenses.
Yep.
All right, so a motion will be in order to accept the document as submitted by the lister with changes to the grand list.
Motion to approve.
Second.
You got
Yeah,
something else?
He has what?
Adam was raising his hand.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just listening to her motion.
All right, is there a second?
Yes, I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
aye,
So as this evolves more, once we figure out the payments with them and whatever the back taxes are, that if they don't pay them, they have to abate, I'll let you guys know, so you'll be informed
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, because
Because we will have to come back, you know, to deal with .4, because .4, they evidently got tax bills sent to them.
Right.
And she asked us to abate those, but we are not doing that tonight. We're
No.
just taking it off the grand list, so
Right.
the grand list can be, at least that's what I think Linda's.
Well, and you have to have a separate meeting with Board of Civil Authority to abate, so you couldn't do it tonight anyway.
Right.
Okay.
yeah.
All right, in your packet, you had copy of the draft Proctor subdivision regulations.
Yeah.
Comments, questions, thoughts?
So the planning commission has been dealing with the Rutland Regional Planning Commission to do this subdivision component into the zoning regulations. What they chose to do was make it a separate document from the zoning, Board of Zoning Regulations. So, this is what they created, and it has to be actually in a meeting, it has to be noticed, and the deadline, I believe, is March.
Oh, March, so we have time then.
Well, no, because it has to be adopted by then, and we have to have minimum of 30 days for public notice as well.
Oh, I don't know, I guess I have two issues. One, that it's a separate document from zoning because you reference things that are in zoning. Two, there are things in this that are in conflict with zoning, so I'm not really sure how those two things flush themselves out,
So what I would suggest is having it on your January meeting and have the planning commission come.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds good. Albert?
Yes, because I'm in agreement with you, because I was wondering, you know, how we have current land classifications, residential, agricultural, industrial,
Yeah,
and,
How it would all fit together.
yeah, you know, this document makes no mention of, you know, classifications.
well, it references
references
things.
uses.
It references things in the current zoning.
Yeah.
But if this is a standalone document and you don't have this,
Yeah, that's what it made, I was gonna ask, it says, and use activities.
Yeah.
You know, and I was just gonna ask, does this document, allow you to change, you know, the classification? Or you have to go back to the zoning just to make sure that
Yeah.
it is
And
in
my
compliance
understanding from
with-
the beginning was that it was just gonna be a section in the zoning regulations. I didn't think it was gonna be
Yeah.
this lengthy and this big of a document to be a separate standalone. I mean, I don't get that
Yeah.
piece of it. So, but when they sent it to me, there was told that it's a separate document, so, I think that's up to, you know, you guys to decide if it could be incorporated, but
Yeah.
also to decide, you know, should this, you know, I think if they came and spoke to it and you guys raised your questions as far as certain things in here don't jive with the zoning regulations, so they're a conflict. You can't, it's like having, you know, a process manual and procedures and having them both different. You can't have a
Right.
process and procedures different from one another, they have to be the same.
Right.
So,
okay, so you have till January to read through it again. All right, I think that's everything. We went a little funky here. Motion would be in order. Well, like I tried to cross it off and then when I moved stuff around, I'm like, wait. Motion would be in order to move into the Board of Water Commissioners.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. So, the meeting you guys had on 12/16 with the for the
Yep.
closeout.
so it's basically a closeout just to go over the asset management plan. If we have any questions, just to also reiterate that it has to be kept active and we have to make changes to it yearly. Any updates, anything we do, we have to let them know. There's also, they had to get training, which Rob did get his, take the training and everything, but we have to have one board member also take the training in order for the asset management plan to be legit. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't qualify for it.
Is it online training? Oh, it's
In person. And it's 3 months. I think it's 3 consecutive classes.
And do you have the dates for it? Because it was
She doesn't
just-
have the dates yet. She'll send them out, but it's, I believe, July, August, September.
Yeah, I saw that, so,
Yeah.
okay. So when we get closer and we have the dates, I think it's hard to say yay or nay
Yeah.
without the
Right.
dates myself,
Exactly.
so.
Okay.
So a select board member will, as we get closer and have dates.
But I did ask them, in comparison to other towns, how we look in terms of, our water asset management and stuff, and they said we're pretty good. They know that we have some infrastructure that's worn and old and stuff and needs repair, so, but for the most part. So, it went well.
Yeah, I was totally surprised when we mentioned, Rod mentioned Chittenden.
Oh,
And they
yeah.
thought it was Chittenden County, so,
Right.
yeah. I
Not
think
quite.
they were a little,
Yeah.
weren't prepared to,
They don't come past Middlebury too often, so.
Yeah, there you go.
yeah. Yeah, that was,
All right, anything else in water?
Nope.
All right. A motion would be in order to leave water and move into the Board of Sewer Commissioners.
So moved.
second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, the sludge.
So the sludge removal has been completed. Right now, I was kind of worried the other day with all the rain because we were operating under one lagoon.
Yeah.
But I guess it worked out. So we're going to be operating one lagoon, I believe, for the winter. And then we have that tear that we have to get repaired. So we're going to go back to Synagro to see about them because it's going to be on them. Cause
Yeah,
They
that
ripped
was
it.
very,
Yeah.
you know.
and then
that-
once we do that, then we're going to start to go out for bids for the construction piece of it. So.
Yeah,
But other than that, everything's kind of gone well, and we were under budget so far as sludge removal.
Okay.
Actually, the first lagoon, which they thought would have more, actually had less than the second lagoon, so.
And so then the last time you had the paperwork to get reimbursement, have we gotten
Right.
any of that yet?
No, because the loan hasn't been approved yet.
Okay. Great.
And
Good
then
stuff.
Aldrich Elliott, did they have any concern about there not being any water in that lagoon and now the ground underneath can freeze? When it's full of water, it doesn't freeze, but.
Right. There's some water in there, but, no, they didn't seem to have any concern
Yeah,
about
okay.
it.
yeah, it isn't bare,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like there's anything that's gonna,
And so what,
eventually the liners are gonna be ripped out of there anyway, so.
Yeah,
and when do they think they're going out for bid then? I mean, after the first of the year, is that what we're thinking?
February, I believe it was.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's what's in yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
All right, anything else for sewer?
No, I don't believe so.
All right, motion would be in order to move out of the Board of Sewer Commissioners and back into the Select Board.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. So you had sheriff's report. I have a question on sheriff, and this is just a verbiage thing, I know it's just my thing. But it says, when it says directed patrol, is that, and some people say in here, then it'll say stationary patrol. Directed patrol means what? Stationary patrol? I mean, they weren't directing patrol.
No, they weren't like directing, I don't know honestly what directed, because they said they're
Yeah.
mobile and stationary.
Yeah, so-
And then they say directed.
Yeah, I'd just be curious what that phrase means.
Right.
Because I think it's disconcerting when you read it. It makes it look like they're at different locations around town doing things.
Right.
Because the first one wasn't the only one, it was that other, it says it like here.
Yeah,
And so I just think that it gives like a negative connotation.
Okay. Yeah, so we did, how we had concerns about people coming in and out, I don't know if I mentioned this before, coming in and out of town, going too fast,
Yeah.
speeding, what are we gonna do about it? Why not put
Passing.
more signs? Yeah, we're
Yeah.
doing this, that. So we did go and do, we can view the radar, data in that.
In the sign?
Yeah.
Oh,
So we did, and we went back, I think, 3 years, and the average speed going into Proctor was 27 miles an hour, and the average speed going out was 37.
oh.
So,
So the average, when you say like, I mean, the average of what, 100 cars, is it like on a day? So it's like 100 cars or,
yeah, it was an average of all cars that had, throughout.
so over
All
3
the
years?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like every year it would show it, but he was trying to chisel it down just to make me better graphs and stuff I can share with you.
Okay.
But, I mean, obviously there's some that were going out of town at 80 miles an hour.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, and one coming in at 90 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But for the average, it was right within the,
So the average coming in was 27 and out
37, I believe.
37. Average from 3 years.
I didn't realize it picked up speeds going out of town.
Yeah, that's weird. What does it do when you pass a car? I wonder which one it picks up.
Pass a car.
Yeah,
So like if you're going in and I'm going out, which one does it record?
I wonder if it
yeah, I
records
don't
both of
think
them.
it probably has the capability to,
I think it would record both of them.
What it, oh,
Yeah, I think
I
so.
don't
If it
know.
has a mechanism to record coming in and one
Yeah.
going out,
yeah, I didn't know
it's
if it's
picking
like,
them both up.
if it has two brains or one, so.
I think it has two.
So it does record outgoing traffic? It
And-
doesn't display the speed, does it?
No,
No,
It
no,
just records it.
right.
yeah.
Oh.
I wouldn't think
Because
that,
my guess is it picks it up when when they've gone by the sign.
No.
Yeah.
If you got a
So the
car-
signs, this is the sign, you're coming in, it picks you up here,
Yeah.
because it sees you.
Yeah.
When you're going out, it picks you up there, because it sees you. It can't see behind it.
oh, that's where it's,
Yeah.
that's its.
So it's seeing you probably
That's
right
its
before it turns
space.
50
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah.
So it's like two car links usually, it seems like, yeah,
That's just weird.
yeah,
well,
Why would it do that? If
I
you-
don't know. It does seem
I
strange.
think it's a good thing.
It's interesting,
What?
It's a good thing.
it's interesting.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't know that they did that. I thought it was only one lane.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that's a good result for incoming speed, 27.
It is.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
I find being there, that the majority of cars going fast are going out of town. Because they start
Yeah.
picking up speed by Marcel's. And,
Yeah, that would make
Yeah.
sense.
Well, it makes sense to be 35 in that lane anyways.
Right, and just like a few feet up the road, you're going 50, so you
Yeah.
start to accelerate.
yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. All right, managers report.
Okay, so I've covered a couple things already. So, we were awarded full funding for our municipal planning grant. So that's a very good thing. So that's something that we have to recreate by 2027, but to get kind of like into the start of it and everything. So that, the Rutland Regional Planning Commission actually was huge in this. They basically did 98% of the work, so. So it's a good thing.
So you'll just use that money to contract with them?
Yeah. Well, not this. This is for that's like for the grant. That's what it costs us to do it all. Yeah. So we
Yeah.
have a fee. I think a match of like 1,300 or something like that.
Okay, but I mean, that's what that fund money is for.
Yep. Let's see. I did sludge, water asset management plan. I attended a Rutland Regional Planning Commission Emergency Management Committee meeting, and I was elected as the Integrated Preparedness and Planning Workshop rep.
What does that mean? You
I do not know.
You get to do their PD form?
you said yes.
I know.
It sounds like you're creating the PD for
I was
it.
just a sucker. So they pointed their fingers at me, and I said, "Sure." Why
Would you,
not?
you got up and went to the bathroom when you came back? Nice.
So we got the new fire truck.
Yep.
I added it to our insurance, and I took off the trade-ins on both of those. So, and then we received quotes because we had Brookfield come and give us quotes for generators at the other pump stations, and because we have the mobile one, and we just have like one other one that's permanent. So this is the breakdown they gave us, which is quite pricey. But
So should we, have these, I don't know, put in order? I mean, there's no way you can buy all of these,
No,
even,
I would say the Field Street main pump and wastewater plant is the most important.
Yeah.
and then can we, use logging funds to purchase that, or do we have money in,
We
in the
we have
sewer?
probably in the reserve,
Okay.
yeah, but we could also use that.
So should we make a motion to, go forward and purchase that, or to order it? So we have it, I mean,
Sure. The reason some are so costly is because they have, if it's in a flood area, you can't have the generator down, so you have to build a concrete base for it to sit up on as well, so.
so that's
Adds a lot to it.
Stiles,
Yeah.
Willow,
And
Columbian.
Yeah, I know, all the above. But Brookfield comes and services them too, so we have a contract with them, so they service them, maintain them,
Okay.
and they're like
Yeah.
24/7, so.
Yeah.
Alright,
All right, so I'll meet with the guys
thoughts,
and then we'll,
thoughts on that, if we purchase the one for Field Street, Maine? I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's one for all those, right? Field Street, the main pump, and what?
right, that's,
Yes.
yeah.
That's,
yeah.
that number is not at each like the other ones, that's
Right.
for everything,
Right,
okay?
Yeah.
so, and I'll run it by, Public Works just to make sure that they agree that they feel that's the most.
Okay, and you wanna come back with it in January, and we
Sure.
can,
Yeah.
figure that out, and see how much money is in the reserve fund
Right,
about purchasing that? Are people okay with just purchasing one right now, to see where we're at?
Yeah.
And Lisa, I was just wondering, the wastewater plant, if something could be, with the upgrade that's going on down there, if the placement of a pump, would be determined, or not a pump, but a generator, if it could be coincided with the work that is gonna be going on next year at the wastewater plant.
yeah, I don't
With the
think
new
it's,
buildings.
I don't
and-
think it's anything we can add now to that construction.
I'm not
I mean,
I'm not
this is
saying add,
probably
but
can.
placement and,
But it's not gonna be permanent, is it?
The generator?
Yeah. This is permanent in place for these places?
These are permanent generators.
Yeah.
So how is how is the generator permanent at Field Street for the main? Oh, for the main pump and wastewater. I'm thinking the main, like,
Main Street?
Yeah.
Oh, that has a generator.
okay,
That has a permanent generator.
okay, gotcha.
And then we have a mobile generator that they carry around to each pump station.
Yeah.
So when the power, like when that power went out,
Yeah.
they had to actually manually go and bring it to each different station to.
Yeah,
So that's why we're trying to eliminate that because it's a pain. Like that night wasn't too bad, but like if you're in the dead of winter and you're trudging through 3
so
feet of
if you
snow,
had it there, that's the primary.
that would
If you
I
had to
would
go to the
consider
other
that because it
places.
covers more.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so your concern is what? Just building a place where it's going?
yes, the permanent footing and. and the
Yeah,
like.
I mean.
Yeah, well, they have that all designed. I can share, like, they have a whole
That-
sheet. They have all the specs. Brookfield did.
Oh, they do, okay.
Yep.
Okay, so
It's
we'll
right here.
revisit that, at the
So-
January meeting.
And I can give you, I'll include copies of this in the, unless you'd like to see it ahead of time, you can.
Okay, so we'll put that on the January meeting agenda.
Okay.
To discuss and any feedback, from the guys.
Okay.
Okay. All right, anything else?
Nope.
All right. Old or new business? Albert?
Just a quick update, because there was an article in the Rutland Herald concerning the bus,
Oh, yeah, I
Oh,
saw
yeah.
that.
and they were talking about possible, service reductions, and one of the ones listed was possibly eliminating 2 of the routes in Proctor. We currently have 4 routes that go through Proctor. One, they all originate at the transfer, not the transfer, but the transit center
yeah.
Yeah.
on West Street. That's where they originate. They start there at 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 12:30, and 4:30 in the afternoon. They run their route, and that's where they end up.
Okay.
So they're thinking about eliminating 2. Now, which 2 They don't know yet, that is something that will be determined.
Right.
And what's driving it is they currently seeing themselves with a $315,000 deficit by the end of the current fiscal year for matching funds.
But they don't charge.
Well, not yet. That's coming back. That will be coming back.
It's
But-
hard to play the violin when you haven't been
Yeah.
raising the revenue, so.
Yep, but that's coming back. Right now, they've got, by the end of the current fiscal year, they've got to reduce by the 315,000. So that's what they're looking for, is that short-term quick. But this plan may not even have to be implemented because, with so much COVID money around, the state used to give out money, to the various transportation agencies in Vermont to make up their matching fund. But those wells are drying up, so that's not to say they don't come up with some money, and say, okay, here's the money, to carry you through the current fiscal year. And then this will be a moot point, this plan that they have.
Yeah.
So they must have data, don't they, to show how many riders we have?
Well, yes, and that was another thing, and I know it was brought up at the last meeting, I was hoping I could have it, but see, they implemented a new system and it went into effect in the 1st of October. So our first meeting in January, I hope to get the data from that one, and it will show the ridership
On each of those.
for each one of the route times.
From
Okay.
October.
Well, but the other would be just a total number for ridership, the Proctor route.
So it won't say how many went at 8:30, how many went at 10:30.
Right, and
It's interesting.
not that it won't, not that it may not be, there may be on paper, because I don't know how they record it.
Right.
Each route, they record it, but I don't know if that is stored on paper in somebody's file or if it was done, electronically. I don't know.
Yeah, because I'd hate to take away a time slot that was the majority of people taking the
Yeah.
bus.
Yes, yep.
Yeah.
But anyways, they're looking at possibly doing 2 of the Proctor routes, and they're gonna have, there's a process that you have to go through to eliminate routes. Service reduction, you just can't just do it. So I think they're gonna have a public meeting, I think it's Monday, it
Yep.
said in that article. One early afternoon and one in the evening, just to take, comments, from the public. I'll go to one of them. And then when this came up at the board meeting, of course, I know, when you're on the Board of Commissioners, you're thinking about what's best for the whole rather than the individual, but when this came up and they were talking about, eliminating Proctor routes, and, I had concerns about which ones would they be, how many riders do we have on each one? And we know that, that's a necessity for many of the riders here in town. They don't have any other transportation, so I don't want to see them got, any service cut. And when they did the survey last year, the number one reason that was given on the survey why they used the bus is to go shopping. The number 2 reason was to go to appointments. Well, if you were to have 2 runs, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, you're not going to hang around for 6 or 7 hours while you do your shopping or go to an appointment. So there's just a lot of things that, I had issues with, and I was the only one that voted against this plan. But again, I was thinking about, I know the bus has got, that's their responsibility to take care of that deficit. But that's what I should have been thinking, but I'm also thinking about, the people here in Proctor, so I voted no. I just wasn't ready to accept it without getting much more feedback, but they wanted to get this going because, the end of the fiscal year is in, 6.5 months.
Right.
So anyways, I voted no, but, it's still a process that's going on, and
So for this fiscal year, they're gonna be $300,000 in the hole for this
Yes.
fiscal year
of the matching grant.
of the matching grant.
Yeah, we get grant money federal grant money.
Gotcha.
And then you have to match a given percentage of it to receive it.
Right.
And if you don't have the match, well then, I don't know if they don't give you the money or what they do, you know, with that, but.
Because it would be so they're in a deficit of 300,000, so they have to have a match of 300, or they have to have a match of 150?
300.
Well, the man,
That's the match right now. They knew at the beginning of the fiscal year what their match was going to have to be at the end of the year. Through the year, they had to generate that much revenue to meet their match requirement.
So they knew July 1 that to receive their grant money, they were gonna need a match at $300,000.
Well, no, right here, this says local match needed. This is for the period, January 1, June 30, $2,089,726.45.
And that's just Rutland County,
That's Marble Valley Regional Transit District.
which incorporates what? Rutland County or more than Rutland County?
Well, they go, you know, they have buses that go outside of Rutland County.
They go to Ludlow.
The one in Burlington,
Oh, that's true.
the Burlington one goes down to Middlebury, and then the Rutland one goes up to Middlebury to pick up the riders, and they bring them to, you know,
Well, I'd
but
say
yes,
it
it
was
is Rutland County.
big misstep when you met July 1 that you didn't put ridership fees
Well,
in
yes,
place.
that's right.
I mean, and how can there be that much COVID money? Nobody else is getting COVID money.
Well,
I'd like
look
to
at-
know
they
where that
found-
vault is in Montpelier.
They just found 75,000 or 75 million to reduce the educational tax, right?
That wasn't COVID money.
Well, no, well, it was money that was in some hopper, you know, coffer, I mean,
Let's be careful, Albert.
you know, maybe they may find another coffer and, you know, send the transit, you know, some
Yeah,
money,
that wasn't
so
it.
they don't have
That
to.
wasn't
But
all right.
currently, on the Proctor route, you know, they're doing another passenger survey, just in case, you know, you're here. And they're, again, trying to get some feedback on which of the 4 time slots do you use the bus currently? And if you had a choice, would you pick a time slot that it would be more convenient for you? And it doesn't have to be, you know, one of the 4 that are listed. So they are currently doing another survey. So just so you know, there's activity going on because there were articles in the paper. I bring it up. But
what were the 4 hours, 8,
8,
10?
10, 12:30, and 4:30. That's what time they leave the transit
Yeah.
center on West Street.
Okay, anything else? All right, a motion would be in order to find that premature general public knowledge regarding the town's contract with town personnel would clearly place the town at a substantial disadvantage because the select board risks disclosing its negotiation strategy if it discusses the proposed contract terms in public. Someone?
So moved?
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
A motion that we enter into executive session to discuss the town's contracts at 649 with personnel under the provisions of Title I, Section 313A, 1A of the Vermont statutes.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.